Breaking news coming in the BCCI versus drought drama that's been playing out in the Bombay High Court. The BCCI has told the High Court that it is ready to donate 5 crore rupees directly towards the Chief Minister's Relief Fund and also provide 40 lakh litres of water to drought-hit areas, be it Latur or any other place. The BCCI has told the Bombay High Court that it has got an undertaking from the Turf Club that it will not back out. Getting updates from the IPL versus drought hearing in the Bombay High Court. Pune and Mumbai franchisees have told the court that they are willing to give 5 crores each to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. Yesterday, the court had asked the board some pointed questions, including if the board was willing to donate towards a drought relief fund. But in a major twist, BCCI Council says the Punjab team, some Punjab team sponsors have now emailed to say that they are not willing to shift matches out of Nagpur. Also, Pune franchise advocate says that IPL is a big brand and commerce is at the back of everyone's mind. Home team does not want to let go of its turf and lose its support. Big news in this IPL versus drought debate that's been playing out in the Bombay High Court. Let's now cross live to Shivani and Boria Majumdar for all the latest.
Thanks a lot, Simi. So major updates coming in from the Bombay High Court. Unlike what we thought was going to be BCCI's ploy yesterday, that they were willing to meet the court somewhere in the middle and shift some matches, whatever possible matches they could shift out of Maharashtra, including the 3 Punjab home matches in Nagpur. Today, in a major twist, the Punjab team has conveyed that they are not willing to move out. Their sponsors are not willing to move out. Together with that, though, both the franchises, Pune and Mumbai, who are based in Maharashtra, and the BCCI have said that they are willing to donate to the Chief Minister's Fund. BCCI will even help facilitate the delivery of 40 lakh litres of water to drought-hit areas as the court had asked. But they seem to have gone back on the indication of shifting matches. Let me go across to Rasesh Mandani first up, who's joining us over the phone line from Bombay. Rasesh, does the BCCI feel just paying money and helping in supply of water is going to cut the ice with the court?
Well, that's what it appears. That's the position that the BCCI has today taken at the Bombay High Court. Shivani, as you pointed out, they're okay with the fact that they would provide money to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. They're also okay with the fact that they're in a position to supply water that they would have otherwise used, non-potable water, for the games. Now that Mumbai and Pune are only going to use the recycled water, the other water that would have been used, they are willing to provide that as directed by the court to the drought-affected areas. They've also conveyed to the court that the Turf Club is willing to provide a go-ahead that they would be supplying water as well. But in a sudden shift of stance, the Kings 11 Punjab franchise has now said that some of their sponsors have come up to them and said that they are not willing to let go of the 3 games that were scheduled to be held in Nagpur, since that's the manner in which some of the sponsorship commitments are carried out. So that's something that the court will have to weigh in mind before they pronounce their order. The order is expected in the next half an hour or so. But clearly the BCCI on this occasion shifting stance from what was earlier seemingly as if they were willing to let go of some of the games to ensure that the rest of the games are played in the state.
Right, let me just read out what Pune franchise lawyer Janak Dwarkadas has said. He's saying that if there's anything the court wants us to do, we can do, but shifting matches, rescheduling them is very difficult. Boria Majumdar also joins us on the show. Boria, we expected that from the Pune franchise because, of course, they have 7 home games. That's their base. But are you surprised by the flip-flop from the Punjab franchise?
Yes, I am. I mean, if there are sponsors' commitments, did they not know about the sponsors' commitments one day before? I mean, would you not speak to your sponsors that you are going to a court? It's not you and me that they're talking to. It's not the media that you can go back and say, oh, it was the media. This is not what I meant. It's the court. It's the judiciary. And this is one of the most sensitive issues, for God's sake. So Kings 11 Punjab should have found out before sort of committing to an open court that we are willing to move matches out of Maharashtra. And now to come back and say, oh, our sponsors are saying, this actually is ridiculous, because then you are saying that monetary commitments, commercial commitments are more important. Doesn't look good. It doesn't look good as far as the Kings 11 Punjab stance is concerned. Pune, I understand. Bombay, I understand. And the monetary part, I said to Simi 1 hour back that it is definitely something the BCCI would have been willing to do, the donate 5 crore thing to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. Question is, Is this intent enough, Shivani? As far as Kings 11 is concerned, this is perhaps not the best show of intent.
Right, Rasesh, if you can give us a clarification, just what the petitioner in this case is arguing. We are hearing that they still want IPL matches to be shifted out.
Oh yes, they want the matches to go out of the state. They continue to argue that that water is a prerequisite for someone, and even the recycled water that the Mumbai and Pune franchise claim to be now only willing to use could be used for irrigation purposes if that is the manner in which modalities could be worked out by the state, and that the state needs to do more, and that the BCCI needs to show willingness to let go of the games for a larger cause. So they continue to argue their position, and like I've been saying, in the next half an hour or so we would know. Just to add to that, the Kings 11 Punjab, remember, they haven't come to court yet to make up, but they have made a public position earlier that they would be willing to let go of the games. In fact, the BCCI had gone to court saying that the Kings 11 Punjab franchise had communicated to them that they would agree to move away the 3 games, and perhaps they could be played in Mohali as well. And it's also surprising, Shivani, because remember, for Kings 11 Punjab, Mohali has been the base all along in the previous editions as well. So in that sense, it would not have been a big shift, since they are, as it is, playing the rest of the games in Mohali itself.
Right, the petitioner has said, Borea, that money cannot be a substitute for water. The public at large is suffering, and that's exactly the kind of argument and attack the BCCI opens itself up to, isn't it? When they say they're willing to donate, they're willing to supply water but not shift matches.
No, I mean, there are 2 parts to this. One, the money has been asked by the court, Shivani, so the BCCI said yes to that. And also, think about this. If the money is not donated, several people will not get relief. I mean, to just attack the IPL and say, oh, the BCCI is only a commercial body, is perhaps not the right way. So, on the other hand, this Kings 11 flip-flop puts the board in a bit of an embarrassing position. Because as I said, I mean, and Rashesh's point is taken. I also only meant that the BCCI conveyed to the court that the Kings 11 Punjab franchise is willing to shift matches. That does put the board in a bit of an embarrassing position. See, it's a strange one. While you want the money, because the money will actually give relief, and 10 crores is no mean money. If the court wants the BCCI to pay more, I'm sure they will not disagree. To facilitate the 40 lakh litres of water to drought affected areas also involves cost. The BCCI is willing to put that in. So there is intent. Question is this enough intent? And I don't get it. I mean, Nagpur, how much of Kings 11 Mohali supporters will be there in Nagpur? Practically zilch. Is that a base for Kings 11 Punjab? No. Why would you want to play in Nagpur? Is it the, is it any better than, Mohali, for example? Perhaps not. So that argument doesn't cut the ice with me. Those 3 matches could well have been shifted out of Nagpur.
Right, Rasesh is there outside the Bombay High Court. Rasesh, can you just tell us, we're expecting the verdict at 4:30 p.m. What is happening right now? What's the state government's argument, if at all, today? And what could happen till before the verdict?
No, I think today was the case of the 2 submissions made by the BCCI and the Pune franchise. BCCI making it clear that they were willing to contribute any money that's needed to ensure that the games stay and that the issue is addressed, and the Pune franchise coming out and saying that they are willing to do so as well. The state government had already put their position forward yesterday itself, where they had put it very clearly, saying that if there is any drop of potable water that the BCCI is willing to use, that is something that they would not allow. And they also put forth their position today, just briefly saying that they are not in a position to take a call on whether the games would be held or not, because they don't even need any permissions from the state government. There are some merely logistical permissions that need to be sought. So this is eventually a final considered order that the Bombay High Court would take on the case. All the petitioners have been heard, the state has been heard, the franchises have been heard, the board has been heard, and then one will wait and see if it turns out to be a balanced order. But the only change in shift in stance from the BCCI and from the Kings 11 Punjab in particular is a bit surprising, and we'll wait and see how much of a bearing it has on the final order that will come from the Bombay High Court.
That's right. Also, the state government's advocate has said that they cannot be judgmental against the IPL. If IPL was using potable water, then they wouldn't even allow 1 match. But IPL is not using potable water. It's only using sewage water. Remember earlier, yesterday and today, the BCCI had pledged that they will only use treated, recycled sewage water. And the Royal Turf Club will supply them the water for this season. It will not be potable water, and therefore their plea was to allow Mumbai and Pune to hold their home matches in their respective cities. But the major change from yesterday to today is Punjab team's stand, which earlier indicated that they are willing to move their 3 matches out of Nagpur, which is their adopted home. Of course, their real home base is Mohali, but under the IPL, over the last few years, teams have been adopting home bases apart from their cities to popularize the league. So they were willing to move these yesterday, but today, because of sponsor commitments, the team says they now do not want to move these matches out of Nagpur. So that has confounded the problem for the BCCI, but they've pledged money from both franchises and the BCCI. And BCCI was asked yesterday if they are willing to supply or aid the supply of water to drought-hit villages. They said that they're willing to do that. Boria, if at all it comes to the point that Pune, a franchise that you have known closely since its inception this year, if they're asked to move matches, what kind of a damage do you think it causes to the team?
It does. I mean, not only to the team. I was having a chat with them. The home game on the 22nd, for example, is sold out. It's versus Royal Challengers of Bangalore. It's sold out. So there are fans. There's employment. I mean, don't forget, there's a lot of employment to hotels, to people working in Pune around the stadium. So all of that, it does cause them a nightmare. But this is far beyond that. And anyone and everyone is ultimately bound by an order of the judiciary. And that's what is making me a little surprised, that when you say in court or convey in court through the board, your mother franchise, that you are willing to shift matches and then do a flip-flop, what is the point of Kings 11 Punjab and how much sponsor commitments? If I understand that, it's about a few crores. I mean, Kings 11 Punjab does not earn the same amount of money as a Mumbai Indians or a Pune or the erstwhile Chennai team used to do. It is one of the lesser earning franchises. So how much sponsor commitment that you cannot convince your sponsors that we'll take the matches back to Mohali? That for me is perhaps not, sort of proving to be very sensitive when the issue is that of water and farmers and life.
All right, Boria, stay with us. Let me go across back to Simi, who has some more breaking news coming in.
Right, more breaking news coming in. BCCI's counter-attack on detractors. BCCI Secretary Anurag Thakur claimed that the controversy over the cricket versus drought issue is a political one. Anurag Thakur questioned how many plush societies and clubs had stopped using water in view of the massive crunch.
क्रिकेट क्योंकि लोकप्रिय है, उस पर थोड़ी राजनीति कर लो तो उस पर और प्रभाव पड़ता है और सुर्खियां में आता है। मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूं, कितने 5 स्टार होटल के स्विमिंग पूल बंद हो गए? क्या हाई कोर्ट और बाकी कोर्ट्स के लॉन में पानी देना बंद हो गया? क्या लोगों ने अपने घरों के लॉन्स में पानी देना बंद कर दिया? हमने तो सीवरेज ट्रीटेड पानी की बात कही है, हम कोई पीने के पानी का कोई इस्तेमाल नहीं कर रहे, और हम यहाँ तक कि उन सूखा प्रभावित इलाकों के लिए अपनी ओर से सहायता देने के लिए भी आगे बढ़कर आ रहे हैं। लेकिन मुझे लगता है क्रिकेट के नाम पर राजनीति बंद करनी चाहिए। 0.00038% केवल पानी इन मैचों के दौरान इस्तेमाल होता, तो आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं कितना होता है। मुझे लगता है हाईकोर्ट के निर्णय का इंतजार करना चाहिए।
BCCI Secretary Anurag Thakur there claiming that politics is being played in the name of cricket. Shivani, this is an argument that's being levelled against this entire debate, that it's not just these plush societies and hotels that are using water. Also the fact that the sugarcane lobby is so active in Maharashtra is something that is being spoken about.
That's right. It's inevitable, isn't it, this back and forth on this issue, especially when this petition was filed just few days before the IPL opener, which was in Mumbai. So, of course, the BCCI will make the argument that, why only the IPL? It's not the only tournament or activity that uses water. And if they do use water, they're not using any potable water. And this IPL has been planned for months. Everybody knew it was going to happen after the World Cup. So why just now? Of course, the petitioner in this case, their lawyers have made their own argument. But this is an inevitable back and forth, Simi. While on one hand you understand the crisis of the drought, and of course that is priority over everything else, the other argument is, can you stop everything else just for that, even if the BCCI and the teams are willing to make alternate arrangements? Let me just go across to Boria once again. Boria, exactly what a lot of people would be saying, isn't it? Anurag Thakur voicing the BCCI stand.
Absolutely, you are right. I said exactly what you said in the last bulletin. Don't single IPL out. I mean, I was hearing the petitioner's lawyer make this point that only when it was dry Holi did they decide to file the petition. Then I am sorry, you are wrong, because this drought has been a problem before the dry Holi issue. The IPL has been scheduled before your dry Holi issue. Sensitivity cannot come to light based on dry Holi. It should have been far before. And Anurag Thakur is right. I mean, what about the clubs? What about other amusements? What about everything else? Are you singling out the IPL because it is a cash cow? That should not happen. You cannot penalize Indian cricket because it's successful. Cannot penalize IPL because it's successful. Absolutely be sensitive. Show intent. I would be the first one to castigate the BCCI if there was no show of intent. Having said that, you cannot just say the IPL is the root of all evil, because then you are taking a position which is biased. And I think the court will obviously pronounce a balanced order, taking all of these issues into consideration.
But Boria, speaking of the intent from the BCCI, what is the sense that you get from Shashank Manohar, the head of the body? Why are they not being able to find a compromise solution which is more than just money and water? Why cannot they have the franchisees on board and shift matches?
Now, Munir is still to be arrested. He is the prime suspect in this case. He's also related to the NIA DSP, is what UP police sources are telling India Today. We will continue to track that story. But moving on, one of India's most famous women bikers, Veenu Paliwal, she's passed away in a road accident. Now, Paliwal died in a motorcycle accident in Madhya Pradesh's Vidisha district.